Hello everyone, welcome to another Sillytails reviews. Today we're talking about Hollow Knight Silksong, finally. This review was captured entirely on PS5 and will be as absolutely spoiler free as possible. Let's get right into it. After what feels like an eternity, Hollow Knight Silksong is finally out and playable on all platforms. A sequel to one of my top 3 indie games of all time, can Team Cherry possibly live up to the massive legacy and hype that Hollow Knight has created online? This review will answer that question in depth, but the short answer is yes. This absolutely was worth the wait, and Team Cherry deserves endless praise and adoration. The story of Silksong sees you controlling a new protagonist by the name of Hornet. You start off her long and arduous journey as a prisoner, but quickly are freed from your bonds as your prison on wheels and accompanying captors fall a great distance below the kingdom of Farloom. You awaken in a weakened state and must stumble your way to any sign of civilized bug that you can find to ask questions to. Very quickly, you will make your way to Bone Bottom, the starting area of the game. Your questions will be met with even more questions, and your journey to the top of the Citadel will begin to figure out why you were captured in the first place and who was the mastermind. The story will be told to you along the way through Hornet herself interacting with everyone she comes across. Unlike the knight from the first game, Hornet is not a silent protagonist and is actually quite chatty. This is a fantastic change, because in the world of Farloom, you will meet so many unique and interesting characters to converse with. I will leave the story for you to learn on your own, but it is a fantastic journey, and some great lore and quests along the way. I also want to point out that Hornet is a phenomenal protagonist. She is strong and she is so vocal and incredibly sassy. There are 2 NPCs she outright slaps, and those moments are my favorite part of the game. The gameplay is the real star here though. Silksong is a Metroidvania, one of the most gameplay-rich genres of all time. This game might have one of the slowest starts ever, as you are literally walking and crawling your way through the first area, attacking enemies with one tiny little swipe of your needle and trying not to die. Most Metroidvanias do not become more engaging until you are at least a couple hours in, and Silksong is no different. Once you start unlocking your movement abilities though, the game really opens up. The first one you will come across is the ability to sprint and dash, which genuinely makes the game feel like you are playing something completely different. You will find mask upgrades to add extra health points to your pool, and thread upgrades to add more silk. Silk allows you to attack with very powerful attacks and lets you heal. It's a very precious resource that you have to use or hold onto strategically in battle. Replacing charms in this game are tools. The first tool you get is the ability to throw needles like kunai knives. There are a total of 51 tools in the game, and they vary wildly. You can throw a firebomb or even have a little drone companion helping you take on enemies. In addition to tools, you will find crests also. Crests dramatically change the way you play the game, and between them and tools, your loadout will be wildly different than that of another player's. Crests also change how many and which types of tools you can equip, but usually it is 2 offensive, 2 defensive, and 2 passive. I gravitated towards the Wanderer crest, which replaced the diagonal downward attack you start with for the far more traditional pogo attack from the first game. The environments and bosses on display are equal parts breathtaking and brutal. Team Cherry are the masters of the Metroidvania. The locations you will be exploring are beyond gorgeous, haunting, and challenging. They will test your skills to the moon and back, but will also always leave you wanting to keep playing for another hour to find just one more secret. The bosses start off with Moss Mother to ease you into the game. Not a hard fight at all, but does a good job of laying the groundwork for what is to come. By the time you get to the end of Act 1, you will face the Last Judge. You will understand how difficult this game is going to become. I do not want to show you any bosses past Act 1 because they are the most fun part of the game to find and learn on your own. There are a few dozen here though to find and conquer, all with amazing movesets and stage design. The collectible hunt in this game might be the most fun you will have. In Hollow Knight, you are tracking down adorable grubs. In Silksong, you will be saving lost little fleas that let out an adorable awoo, akin to a puppy dog. And they are always a joy to find and save. Besides the fleas and aforementioned mask pieces and spool pieces, you will be hunting down relics to offer a relic keeper, pale oil to strengthen your weapon, and so many more items that all serve a purpose and never feel meaningless. The main currency of this game is called rosaries. At the start of the game, you will feel overwhelmingly poor. Everything, and I do mean everything in this game, costs rosaries. You will use them to purchase benches where you can rest, fast travel points, and every shopkeeper in the game demands a hefty amount of them if you wish to alleviate them of all the items they have to offer. Once you get further into the game though, rosaries will come more frequently and you won't feel so impoverished. The other main currency is shards. Shards are used seldomly to complete quests, but are mainly used for recharging your tools at a bench. This game has no shortage of obscure items to find and figure out what to do with. To make the collectible hunt enjoyable though, you will have the aid of the Bell Beast, who is your fast travel system. Also, once you find a map for the location you are in, getting around usually makes a lot of sense. The main point of controversy behind this game right now is how difficult it is. There is no difficulty options, and you should not attempt to play this game unless you have played a lot of other Metroidvanias or at least enjoyed the majority of Hollow Knight. You will die an obscene amount in this game, whether it be to the insanely demanding platforming sections of which there are dozens. Platforming sections where you have to jump and attack with pinpoint precision, avoid traps coming at you from every direction, all while contending with flying enemies that want to wipe you from the face of the earth. Little battle arena rooms that fill with wave after wave of enemies who will attack you simultaneously from the air and ground and will not let up even for a second. Or the bosses and mini-bosses who can kill you in 5 seconds or less if you so much as blink at the wrong time. Even for a seasoned player like me, I uttered the phrase from a legendary detective to myself one too many times: I am getting too old for this shit. There were moments where I was on the edge of my seat, heart pounding, obscenities flying, controller being gripped way too hard, far too often. I am so happy to say that Team Cherry was able to follow up one of the best games of all time with another masterpiece. The proverbial cherry on top also is the fact that this game only costs $20. If you made it to this point in the review, please hit subscribe, the like button, and leave a comment saying that you would like to play this game, and I will give away a copy to one lucky person. This game is filled with so much content, and it is amazing every step of the way. Now please excuse me while I venture back into the kingdom of Farloom to look for more fleas and secrets.